Okay, let's get into this. It really feels like the whole online world, search especially, took a massive turn in 2025. It's kind of wild, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
And AI is, well, it's right at the center of it all, changing how we even find stuff online.
totally. The old ways, they're just not the full picture
Not
anymore.
at all. It's way more dynamic now. Very much influenced by AI.
Exactly. Which brings us nicely to today's deep dive. We had a listener ask, basically, how do you even navigate SEO in 2025? It's confusing out there.
It can be, yeah. Lots of moving parts.
So we're using the state of SEO in 2025, navigating an AI-driven landscape as our guide here. And our mission really is to pull out the absolute must-know stuff for you so you can figure out what actually works for getting seen online now.
And that's a key point. It's not just about Google anymore, is it? These AI answer engines, they're a really significant part of the equation now.
You're spot on. So let's just dive right in. This new reality of search, what are the big, standout changes we're seeing?
Well, the first thing you probably notice is AI overviews popping up way more in Google results
Yeah.
in the summaries at the top.
Yeah, the boxes that try to answer your question directly.
Exactly. And because they answer the question right there, it naturally leads to more what we call zero-click searches.
Zero click.
Oh, okay.
So people get their answer on Google itself and just don't click on any website link.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Or at least less often for certain kinds of queries.
So does that mean website traffic as a metric is becoming less important or just different?
I'd say different. Traffic is still important, of course, but getting your brand or information featured in those AI overviews, that's huge now for visibility,
Yeah.
for authority.
Right. It's like being the source Google trusts enough to quote directly.
Precisely. Think of it as like prime digital real estate within the search results page itself.
That's a good way to put it, digital real estate in the overview box. And it's not only Google doing this kind of thing, is it? We're seeing other AI platforms.
Indeed. Things like ChatGPT, Perplexity AI, people are actually starting to use them as alternatives to traditional Google searches. More conversational, sometimes faster answers.
Huh. Are businesses seeing traffic from those places?
Yeah, surprisingly, well, maybe not that surprisingly, we are seeing an uptick in referral traffic coming from these non-Google answer engines. It suggests people are genuinely shifting how they look for information.
Okay, so optimizing. It's not just for Google anymore. You need to think about these other AI systems too.
Absolutely. Which brings us to this idea of answer engine optimization, AEO.
AEO, okay. New acronym for the list. What's that involved?
It's basically about structuring your content so these AI systems can easily find, understand, and, importantly, cite your information. Is your stuff presented clearly? Can an AI digest it?
That's a fundamental shift, thinking about AI as part of your audience almost.
Kind of, yeah. And alongside that, there's another trend, user-generated content, or UGC, stuff from places like Reddit, Quora.
Ah, yeah. Forums, community discussions.
Exactly. Search engines seem to be valuing that content more now. It often
Eh,
feels more authentic, more real world.
Makes sense. People trust recommendations from other people. So how do businesses lean into that?
It really highlights the need to actually engage with those communities, get genuine reviews, join relevant discussions thoughtfully, maybe even create content that answers questions people are asking on Reddit or Quora.
So being part of the conversation, not just shouting from the sidelines.
Couldn't have said it better. Be a trusted voice within those places.
Okay. Lots of change. But surely some things stay the same, like the basics.
Oh, definitely. User experience UX, that's still absolutely fundamental. Website speed, is it easy to use on a phone? Can people find what they need easily?
Mm.
All that stuff. Still critical ranking factors.
Right. If your site is a pain to use, people leave. Google notices that.
Exactly. A bad experience tells search engines your site isn't helpful. Simple as that.
Okay, so with all these shifts, what's actually working now? What are the effective SEO strategies for 2025?
Well, the absolute foundation, now more than ever, is high-quality, genuinely helpful, user-focused content. It has to answer the user's intent, their underlying need, and provide real value.
So forget just targeting keywords. Focus on answering the question behind the keyword.
Precisely. And with AI able to churn out so much generic stuff, demonstrating EEET that's experience, expertise, authoritativeness, trustworthiness, it's become even more vital. It's the human touch, the credibility.
EEAT always comes back to that. How do you actually show that stuff, practically speaking?
Well, it starts with who wrote the content. Clear author bios, showing their experience, their credentials, then backing it up with things like real testimonials, customer reviews, citing your sources transparently, building trust signals.
Okay, so proving your claims, showing who's behind the info. And you mentioned AEO earlier, answer engine optimization. What are the specific tactics there?
Right, so for AEO, think about structure. Using clear question and answer formats where it makes sense. Using concise headings, bullet points, making the information scannable and logical. And again, providing those credible citations helps the AI verify your info.
Makes sense. Easy for humans, easy for AI. What about visuals? Video, images, still important.
Oh, definitely. Video and images are super engaging. People love them. Search engines often feature them prominently, but you got to optimize them.
How so?
Good titles, descriptions, using alt text for images. For videos, adding transcripts is huge for accessibility and SEO. And using video schema markup, that's code that tells search engines exactly what your video's about.
So making it easy for search engines to understand the visual content too.
Oh, got it.
And for local businesses, still got to do local SEO.
Absolutely vital if you have a physical presence or service area. Optimizing your Google business profile is key, building local citations mentions on directories, and creating content that speaks to your local audience. Think, near me, searches, still huge.
Okay, good rundown of what's working. Now the flip side, what should people stop doing? What's outdated or even harmful in 2025?
Top of the list, keyword stuffing. Just cramming keywords in everywhere. Search engines are way smarter than that now. They want natural language.
Right, focus on the topic, not just repeating the word.
Exactly. It's about semantic SEO, now understanding the meaning and covering a topic comprehensively with related terms, not just hammering one keyword.
Okay, so keyword stuffing is out. What else?
Obsessing over the number of backlinks, regardless of quality. That's old news. It's all about the quality and relevance of the links now. One great link from a respected site in your industry is worth way more than hundreds of spammy ones.
Quality over quantity. Got it.
Right.
What about the content itself? Any pitfalls there?
Definitely. Creating thin content pages with barely any useful information, that's a no-go. Same with duplicate content, just copying stuff from elsewhere. Search engines want original, substantial, valuable content.
So put in the effort to create something genuinely useful and unique.
You got it. Also, over-optimizing anchor text, the clickable text in a link. Using the exact same keyword phrase over and over looks unnatural, manipulative even. Mix it up with brand names, generic phrases, descriptive text.
Keep it natural. Makes sense. Anything else on the outdated list?
Yeah, one huge one, ignoring mobile. With Google's mobile-first indexing, if your site isn't great on a phone, you're really shooting yourself in the foot. It's not optional anymore.
Mobile is essential, period. Okay, now let's talk about the really bad stuff. Practices that can get you actively penalized by Google. What should people avoid at all costs?
Right, these are the serious violations. First, cloaking. That's showing different content to Google's crawler than what a human visitor sees. Big no-no.
Deceptive stuff.
Totally. Same with doorway pages. Those thin pages built just to rank for a keyword that then push users somewhere else. Also penalized.
Okay, avoid cloaking in doorways. What about links?
Unnatural link schemes are heavily penalized. Buying or selling links just for rankings, getting involved in link farms, doing excessive link exchanges just to boost numbers. Google wants to see links earned naturally because your content is good.
Earned, not bought or manipulated. Roger that. What else gets you in trouble?
Hidden text or hidden links, like white text on a white background just to stuff keywords, or tiny links nobody can see, that's penalized. And while basic keyword stuffing is just outdated, extreme blatant keyword stuffing can still cross the line into manipulative territory and get you penalized too.
Okay, so the theme is, don't try to trick Google or users. Be transparent, focus on value. Makes sense. Looking ahead then, where should the focus be for future SEO success?
Definitely keep an eye on core web vitals. These are specific metrics. Google uses LCP, FID, CLS. They measure loading speed, interactivity, visual stability, basically user experience stuff. Improving these can directly help your rankings.
So technical optimization for user experience, how do you improve those?
Things like optimizing images so they load faster, cleaning up code, loading resources efficiently. Technical, but important.
Gotcha. What else is on the horizon?
Voice search optimization. More people are using voice assistants, right? So think about how people speak their queries. They're often longer, more conversational, question-based. Target those kinds of phrases.
Yeah, you don't type the same way you talk to Alexa or Siri. That's the point. And what about using AI itself? How can we use it smartly for SEO?
AI tools can be really helpful for things like analyzing search intent more deeply, finding content gaps you might have missed, suggesting improvements.
Hmm.
But, and this is a big but,
Mm.
haha, not, it's just crucial to remember that human oversight is still essential. AI can help draft or research, but you need a human for quality control, originality, ensuring it matches your brand voice. It's an assistant, not a replacement.
Right. AI as a co-pilot, not the pilot. Good analogy. Any other key areas for long-term focus?
Yeah, building a strong brand presence beyond just your website. Being active on relevant social media, getting mentions on other reputable sites. It builds trust and authority, which search engines notice. It makes you a recognized entity.
So building your overall online reputation, not just optimizing one site in isolation. Okay. Now, algorithms are always changing. What have the recent Google updates told us? Say, late 2024, early 2025.
The big message from late 2024's core and spam updates was crystal clear. Quality is king. They really went after thin content AI stuff that clearly had no human input or value add, and sites using dodgy link schemes.
So cleaning house, base content.
And we saw core updates happening more frequently too, so you constantly need to be paying attention.
No resting on your laurels. What about the March 2025 update?
That one doubled down on rewarding content that is genuinely relevant and satisfying for the user. It seemed to boost some creator content, people showing real expertise. And it cracked down harder on things like parasite SEO, abusing high-authority domains, and other sneaky tactics. The trend is definitely towards rewarding user satisfaction above all else.
User satisfaction as the ultimate goal. Got it. I also remember hearing something about Google warning about JavaScript.
Yes, late 2024, they put out a warning. Too much complex JavaScript can apparently hinder crawlers, including AI crawlers, from properly seeing and understanding your content.
Ah, so a technical issue again?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They recommended putting essential content right in the basic HTML and using things like server-side rendering so it's easily accessible. It really underlines that technical SEO, especially how your site renders, is becoming more critical in this AI era.
Wow, okay. So even the code needs to be AI friendly now. Circling back to AI, we talked about using it as a tool, but how else is it just like fundamentally changing SEO?
Well, beyond helping us create content, always needing that human touch for quality and voice. Remember, AI is massively enhancing personalization.
How so?
By analyzing tons of user data, AI can tailor search results, even personalize the content someone sees on a specific website. My search results might look different from yours based on what AI knows about us. Understanding user intent becomes incredibly granular and important here.
Whoa, so the search results page isn't even a fixed thing anymore. It's dynamic for each person.
Increasingly, yes. And even more fundamentally, AI and machine learning are now baked into the core search algorithms themselves. They're used to understand language nuances, evaluate content quality much better, and determine rankings.
So the algorithm itself is thinking more like a human, sort of.
In a way, yes. Which means SEO has to move beyond just keywords. It needs to embrace semantic search, understanding the underlying meaning and the intent behind the words someone types or speaks.
It's not just the what, but the why behind the search. Fascinating. This has been incredibly clarifying. So if we had to boil it all down, what's the single biggest takeaway for navigating SEO in 2025?
I'd say the core message is this. AI is fundamentally changing the game. You absolutely have to shift to a truly user-first approach, and you need to blend human creativity and judgment with the smart use of AI tools. It's a partnership.
Okay, user first, human creativity plus smart AI. So final recommendations. What are the key things listeners should really focus on?
Okay, number one, prioritize that high-quality, helpful EEAT content. 2, obsess about user experience speed, mobile, usability, core web vitals. 3, embrace AI tools intelligently, but always with human oversight. 4, adapt to AI overviews and answer engine optimization.
Right.
5, optimize for voice search. 6, build a strong brand presence across multiple platforms. 7, stay on top of algorithm updates, they're frequent. And 8, master technical SEO, especially rendering for crawlers.
That's a fantastic checklist, really covers the bases. So maybe a final thought for everyone listening to chew on.
Go for it.
In this world that's getting flooded with information, a lot of it potentially AI generated. What's going to make you stand out? What's the ultimate differentiator going to be? How can you uniquely bring value, build real trust, and make your mark in this AI age? Something to really think about as you apply all this to your own online world.